Mission Impossible, Day of Reckoning. Let's talk about it. So let's talk about it. Yeah, it's Mission Impossible, Day of Reckoning, the 7th film of the franchise. And it is a masterpiece done with my man Tom Cruise, the ageless Tom Cruise, with his right-hand man, Christopher McQuarrie. They are a dream team. When you have a director that just works well with you, you want to continue that relationship. And they've done that just like similar to Ryan Reynolds and David Leitch. They work well together. They're just on the same wavelength. They just work well. And this pairing for this movie is like no other. And let's get into the movie. The movie is 2 hours, 43 minutes. And it hits on so many levels. It's not even funny. For a film to be that long in an action movie, you would think that there would be some parts where it just is drawn out and just long-winded. You'll have some moment of dead silence, not or lack of pacing, similar to what I told you what happened with the Indiana Jones movie, but that is not the case in this film. They have so many action pieces, the choreography for those done well, and more importantly, they're very believable. You don't think that this is outside the world, that these aren't possible. In today's times, it's very feasible for all these action sequences, and I love it. I love the realness to it. I love the bombastic action sequences that Tom Cruise just keeps pushing the limit at his age to be doing this without a stuntman, him doing his own stunts. It's crazy. And we can't just say that he puts his all effort into it. He is very adamant about making sure a movie is worth your time and money. He doesn't just produce, fliverish stuff. It is grade A action pack spectacle. This, I believe, is the first blockbuster film of the year for the summer. Hands down. I did enjoy some other films that we've seen, and I could say Transformer is probably up there as well. Not as well, made as this Mission Impossible 7 film, but nonetheless, it was an action blockbuster film. But this one takes the cake. And I'm so happy that the people over there at Paramount was so gracious enough to allow me to see this ahead of time for you, the audience, so you can see what I thought about the film and see if it's worth your time and effort. And I will say this. A lot of the films that come out these days, you can probably wait a few more weeks because the turnaround time of these movies in theaters are vastly ramped up. 3-4 weeks. You can probably wait for a film to come out on one of the streaming services. Tom Cruise is heavily invested in releasing these films, having them released in the theater, and having its well run. Its long run at the theater. He makes it an actual event to go to one of these films, and well worth it. This movie is shot to look awesome on the IMAX experience, and it's great. I cannot say anything about it. The pacing was awesome. The action was awesome. It's jam-packed. Where if I was to tell you about all the scenes in this movie, I would forget something. That's how action-packed it is, and with the sequences and everything, it's a piece of art. The cinematography, the choreography, storyline is very relevant for today. The enemy is an AI program that went rogue. What more timely do you need? We're dealing with AI right now, and this is very feasible. So it's an excellent movie. I think you cannot go wrong with watching this movie. Take it, and spending your money, your hard-earned dollars to watch this. Comes out July 12th. I would recommend it. Probably, it's not as good as the previous film, but it's damn near great. And if I was giving it out of a 5-star, I'd probably give it a 4. I don't give it a 5 because nothing is perfect, but a 4, solid 4. Could have been a 4.5. The only issue I have is when they describe that AI, that conversation, if you will, was a little bit. I just didn't think I wouldn't have spoken about it like that. So I don't think the average person would. But hey, if that's your only gripe in the film, then you got yourself a pretty damn good film. I love how they just constantly add more talent to the roster, if you will, similar to how Fast and the Furious has done to stay relevant. But sometimes in the Fast and the Furious, I think they just put a name out there just to do it. Whereas when they add a character to the cast, it serves a purpose, and they do so well in it. I'm excited. This is part 1 of part 2 of a 2-parter. So I'm excited to see the next one. It ended in a natural place, if you will. It doesn't feel like, oh man, how can you end like that? In a natural place, and excited to see what the next movie continues off and how they end this story. But rest assured that Tom Cruise is not slowing down anytime soon. You could tell by his patented running scene. They put that in the movie for sure. I believe it's got to be in his contract that I got to do a running scene in a movie. And I haven't seen him not do one in like forever. So it has to be in the film, right? Great movie. Again, 4 out of 5. Can't beat that. Definitely worth your dollar to go to the theater to see this. The opening sequence starts with action, gives a little bit of a hint to some of the older films like The Hunt for Red October, those submarine action movies. It had a little bit for everything. It's for modern audience, all the way to some of the classics. It's just a great movie, great action pack with a lot of stunts, a lot of action, things that you would love to see. So guys, let me know in the comment section down below of this film. Are you excited to see this movie? Are you going to wait for it to come to streaming? Or are you going to give it a pass? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comment sections down below. And to the next movie, I'll see you then.